Hi, this is David again. Getting so many hits concerning certain subjects on the Mormon Church. I'm motivated again to come up with misconceptions. Why does the Mormon Church have two full-time public relations firm? I mean, they're not Michael Jackson, they're not Britney Spears, they're a religious organization, they say, but it appears that they're a corporation that makes an awful lot of money. One of the things I've learned about the Mormon Church and its people, and cults in general, they have double talk. It's like the Hare Krishnas when they used to be at the airport in Los Angeles. They'd come up and smile and be the friendliest, nicest little kids and hand you a flower. I mean, how could you hate that? And once they hand you the flower, then they put their hand down and go, hey, I need some money. Well, Mormon Church is a lot like that. They follow a lot of cult procedures. I call it Mormon double talk. Mormon double talk is basically saying one thing, and it sounds beautiful, sounds wonderful, and then doing pretty much just the opposite. You need a public relations firm when you lie a lot. In fact, if you lie a real lot, which is good English, you might need two public relation firms. And you may have to use most of the tithe-paying money of the members of your cult to try to pretend that you're not a cult. I laugh and laugh when I see that the Mormon Church says that there's so many misunderstandings, so many misinterpretations, and that they are stereotyped or henpecked or whatever you want to call it. The Mormon Church, for as long as I can remember, until the last couple of years, they used to call themselves a peculiar people. That used to be their excuse for wearing funny underwear and eating funny and living in a cult. We're a peculiar people. Well, that's one time that they told the truth. They are a peculiar people. And I certainly was. When I was in there, I was peculiar, and perhaps I've continued to be peculiar after I got out. Where the misunderstandings come up is that the church will tell its people certain lies, and the people, because they believe the lies came from Jesus through their modern prophet, that they would never question them, the lies or the truth. And so the Mormon people then are walking around in their lives, living, believing, and saying the things that their Jesus prophet said to them. And those of us out here in the real world that are not in a cult shake our heads and go, that's not true. What are you, an idiot? A rock? Where have you been living your whole life? In the Mormon temple? That stuff just isn't true. You don't practice polygamy? Well, Joseph Smith did, 33 wives. Brigham Young did, I think it was 57. Wilford Woodruff, John Taylor, Lorenzo Snow, and then suddenly you say to the government, oh my gosh, we don't do polygamy anymore. After the first manifesto, they did it in the Salt Lake Temple over and over again, and then of course John Taylor had to come out with a second manifesto to say, yeah, we were lying. And then after he sent his manifesto to the U.S. government, he married a few more women in his temple. So here's where the misconceptions come in. If you're Darth Vader, a lot of people are going to think you're kind of a obnoxious, cruel, unkind person. Well, if you hire a public relations firm and they say, gee, dressing in black is cool, it's like Johnny Carson, or like Johnny, oh gosh, why am I'm old. Cash, Johnny Cash. So they're trying to convince the world of non-Mormons that they're not weird and that they're not stupid and they're not idiotic. And God, when you see the way Darth Vader dresses or Homie the Clown, it's hard to have people take you serious. And when the Mormons find out, when the non-Mormons say to them, Joseph Smith was a polygamist, oh, no, he was. And then they find out they're pretty much Now, there's two reactions, I guess. One is underground. They go, hey, I've been lied to, and I make myself look like a fool. They told me he wasn't. The other is some will leave the church and resign, and others will just say, no matter what, I don't believe it. I mean, if Jesus showed up in the room to most Mormons and said, you know, you're in a cult, please get out of the cult, they would say that was a fake Jesus. That was a Jesus that the atheists and the ex-Mormons made fly through the air and come through the wall and tell me. These people, because of the severe indoctrination, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, I don't care what information that you present to them, even Joseph Smith or Jesus saying this is a fraud, there was no gold plates, you guys have paid your money to buy a mall, the people are just going to go, pay, lay, ale, slit my throat. I know it's true. I have a burning in my bosom. That's their famous thing. I know by the Spirit that President Monson is a prophet. Well, if Hinckley was a prophet, how did he buy the Hoffman Papers with the tithing money of the Mormon people? Oh, that was Satan just testing us. See, everything that happens in a Mormon's life, if it's good, they say, see, I've been blessed. God loves me. I've been blessed, and I'm following the prophet, and I've been blessed. Now, if anything negative happens in a Mormon's life, they're automatically programmed in the subliminal area here of the brain to go, see, I'm being tested. I could make this test. Yes, my wife died, my children died, the Mormon church has executed everyone in my family, and I have no money, I have no job, I have no clothes, I have no house, but you know what? I think I'm being tested. It's a perfect mumbo-jumbo talk, double talk. They say all the right things. They do all of the wrong things. You have no time to yourself. You're not allowed to think independently. You're not allowed to have friends, basically, outside the Mormon church. You are so busy Monday through Sunday, you don't have a time for your life to buy groceries, to pay bills. You're running from meeting to meeting to meeting, kids crying, dirty diapers, bottles everywhere, and you got 5 little kids under the age of 5. You know, basically, they're a Mormon. So this PR program that goes all over the United States now, that's I'm a motorcycle rider and I'm a Mormon, and I'm a beautiful girl and I love my body, I'm a Mormon. This is the biggest crap I have ever seen in my life. No religion needs 2 public relations full-time firms in the millions and millions of dollars trying to produce. We are not weird. We are not stupid. We are not sheep. We're really cool people. You know, when you dress up like Homie the Clown, not too many people are going to believe your public relations company. When you dress up in funny underwear and then say we're a peculiar people, people are going to say, yeah, you are peculiar. That looks stupid. It's hot. It's uncomfortable. And every night when we go to bed with our husbands and wives, we have to think of the president of the Mormon church to try to have sex because we got to tear off these sacred pieces of underwear. The reason that the Mormon church continues to try to hide its history, its doctrine, its religious history and behavior is because it's atrocious. It's atrocious. The Mountain Meadow Massacre, Joseph Smith marrying 14-year-old girls. He's going to have the stupidest people in the world believe that that's not a child molester. You know, one of the cartoons I saw the other day on the Mormon church is the PR people were talking to each other and said, we don't need to reach more people. We just need to find more stupid people. Well, the Mormon church is losing a lot of stupid people, and a lot of smart people are not joining it. They're seeing my videos and thousands of other legitimate people. We were good people. We were in there. But you know what? We remain good people, and we're out. They're not taking 10% of my income and leaving starving children in the Philippines. I'm sorry, I've seen those kids in the Philippines, and I've been in the City Creek Mall across from the Mormon Temple, $4 billion mall. It is more expensive than in Dubai. They have the tallest building in the world, I think, right now, and that was only $2 or $3 billion. This white elephant that Jesus came to President Hinckley and said, I'm king of the universe, but I don't have any malls. Build me a mall, will you please? And put it in downtown ghetto, Salt Lake City, and all of my senior citizens can be running from the homeless in downtown Salt Lake City and pay $1 million for a 2-bedroom condo that looks out over the city. And the construction, I understand now, has been so poor, finishing construction, that half the people that put down deposit money have basically reneged. They said, no, I'm not going to buy it. I don't want to be in a 30,000 parking lot below level in the mud and the blood and the beer and try to get my groceries because I'm 70 years old up to the 56th floor or whatever it is. I'm exaggerating now, of course. But anyway, let me summarize here and just make a quick note that they are, and I was, very weird people. They are a peculiar people. They're very similar to Mennonites, Quakers, and those kinds of closed religions. Joseph Smith had a very wonderful statement when he was in Nauvoo. He said, we teach our people correct principles and then they govern themselves. That's the biggest lie in the world. Well, that and him saying, I did not have sex with that woman, that 14-year-old. They don't teach correct principles, and they don't let the people govern themselves. They're one of the most overbearing, overseeing religious organization cult that I have ever come in contact with. They beat you down. They take your money. They have a doctrine of perfection. If you're not perfect, you're not good enough. Well, who's going to be good enough? That's going to make you feel like dog. You're going to feel like, hey, why aren't I good enough? So it's designed like a cult to make you feel bad, look bad, say things that you're not worthy, and the church is Jesus is right there in downtown Salt Lake City having coffee with Monson. The tithing is gross, 10% of your gross income for the rest of your life. And if you don't pay that, you can't see your children married, you can't bless your baby. Tithing is the key issue. Money in the Mormon church, you look up money in the dictionary and you'll see the Mormon temple in Salt Lake City right there. Basically, you have no time between assignments and the indoctrination classes, Monday through Sunday, pretty much all day long. Friends outside the cult are discouraged. It used to be encouraged because they wanted more members, more contacts, but now the internet is there, and the internet is basically the kiss of death to the Mormon church. It's absolutely obvious that anyone that has access to the internet is going to look these things up and hear people and go, wait, this is not what the missionaries told me at the door. And you're right, it's not what the missionaries told you. They talk happy, everyone's happy, we're smiling, and we're young, and we have a suit, and we're 19, and our parents put us out here and promised us a car or going to college if we just come out here and suffer trying to get you people to convert. The material success is just unbelievable. The Ponzi schemes in Utah, the pyramid schemes in Utah, the multi-level, those are some of the same things. We are rampant in the state of Utah for fraud. I just came by a billboard 2 hours ago that said, I am a con man and I'm your neighbor. Please check me out before you invest. Well, I thought that was, Monson up there until I got closer, and it was another guy. So Mormons have linked material success to spirituality. If you have a bigger and better home and car, the Lord has blessed you with prosperity. That is a theme in their Book of Mormon. If you're poor and downtrodden and you have a brown or black skin, you are an evil person and the Lord is punishing you. Well, it's the Mormon church punishing you. And we have more foreclosures and more bounce checks and more suicides and more addiction